The Good Neighbor Awards recognize realtors who have made an extraordinary impact on their community through volunteer work. They continue to go above and beyond the call of duty and ensure their communities are a place for everyone to call home. Congratulations to Joann Gogo for her work in just about every organization in Great Falls.
Best part of me being a realtor here in Great Falls is the opportunity to meet and greet all the different people that move into our town, and mainly through Mount Shim Air Force Base, just because I'm so well connected at the base, and my husband works out there too. But you know, I take pride in this community. In every opportunity I get with functions out at Mount Shim, I like to talk to the people, the newcomers, about Great Falls and what we have to offer. Talking about what we have, whether it's skiing, kayaking, hiking, going to our national parks and things of that nature. So I get to be part of that welcome team, if you will, for the airmen that come out here. The Military Affairs Committee I've been part of for over 10 years, and that organization really is to strengthen the relationship between the Great Falls community and our military partners, which include Mount Shim Air Force Base and the Montana Air National Guard. And so we're partnered with leadership out there. It's an opportunity for us to bring them into our community, showcase what we have here, and then sharing up information in 3 areas. Again, the local community, Mount Shim Air Force Base, and Montana Air National Guard. And at the same time, we're able to support the airmen with different programs and activities that impact their morale, welfare, and recreation at the bases. And then with the Rotary Electric Club, you know, you talk about Tardy Gras and talk about Montana Multicultural Fair. There are 2 biggest events that we spearhead and host every year. I'm part of the Montana Multicultural Fair. In fact, it was a vision that I brought into Great Falls through the Rotary Electric Club. And this year will be our 2nd annual fair. And the whole vision behind that was to showcase our ethnic cultural diversity here in Great Falls. You know, a lot of times we know it exists, we all know it exists, but we don't see it. So it's an opportunity to just gather all the different cultures in one place and showcase it through education, cultural food, and cultural performances. I would encourage our realtors here in our community to do is to get involved and get engaged with you know, the different things that nonprofits or other organizations in our community provide. We are really, most of the time, the first people that newcomers come into our community get to meet. And so I just feel the obligation and responsibility to really highlight what our home means to us and share that with them.
Hey Marie, what's in that box? It looks heavy.
It is heavy. This is just one of the many boxes of accomplishments that Joann Gogo, who's a realtor, has accomplished. Over the past, I think over 10 years that she's been in our community, she's been part of the Rotary Electric City Club, and she's also been part of
Military Affairs Committee.
Yep, and she helps airmen. She did the Thanksgiving, giving back to the airmen.
Oh yeah, she volunteers her time to give back to the airmen for Thanksgiving, for other dinners that they have.
Yeah.
I know she's in the Up Down Optimist Club.
Yep, and she's also spearheaded the Multicultural Fair.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and then so she did that last year. It was a big success. She got our community together, and I think there was over 2,000 people who did that. She's just one of those people, besides being a realtor, she's a really good neighbor. And she really makes a difference in our community.
She's definitely a good neighbor, and she's got the biggest heart, and she cares so much about Great Falls and its people, and the military and their people too.
Yep, she does. So, Joann, if you're watching this, we love you.
We love you so much.
I first met Joann Gogo in the Leadership Great Falls 2012 class. Each class is challenged with doing community service projects and a program that impacts the nonprofit space, and she immediately took charge of that. She pitched an idea to put in bleachers at a school that needed them for a soccer and football field. She single-handedly championed that. She raised money for that, and it was incredible. My first impression of her was she is a go-getter. Since that time, I've worked with her in many capacities. I am the current Military Affairs Committee Chair. Joann has a long history with the Military Affairs Committee, providing guidance on the military. She helps market and raise funds for our Golfaroo tournament and for our poker tournament. She's involved in the Co-Commander program that helps meet and greet and introduce new airmen to our community, teaching them where to go, what to do, how to experience Montana to its fullest. And she just has an incredible presence within the MAC. Recently there was a fire in which she learned about that fire and how it impacted a family in the military, and she went out and she used her connections to get them furniture and supplies and personally deliver them on a weekend so they had beds to sleep in and clothes on their back, and just amazing how she can take the initiative. I also work with her closely with Rotary Electric Club of Great Falls, where she is the chair of our Montana Multicultural Fair. It's something that she's had a vision for. She started it with the Maelstrom Air Force Base back in the 2010 timeframe, and she wanted to resurrect it and make it an annual sustainable event. Last year was our first inaugural event in which I like to joke, prayed for 600 people and planned for 1,200 people, and this event just completely was a lightning in a bottle. We had over 2,000 people attend it. We had 20 different ethnic groups represented. We had food and dance and a stage with exhibits. And the feedback across the community is we've been waiting for an event like this. So she is chairing the second annual one, and we're now planning for 3,000 attendees. We've got more exhibits and performers than ever, and we look forward to turning this into a multi-day event that brings people to Great Falls and markets Great Falls and the diversity that we have here in our community, from the indigenous population and also largely due to the military presence that we have with Montana Air National Guard and Maelstrom Air Force Base. I know of Joann's involvement with the Exchange Club. I believe she's the current president. She helps with their poker tournament and is very involved with civilian and community service through there, and she's also highly involved with the Optimist Club. I would say or conclude with Joann is a doer. She is someone that not only volunteers her time, but she has the connections and relationships throughout the community to help raise funds and help make things happen. And she is an extremely valuable contributor to Great Falls, Montana and the surrounding area.